the Peoria Public Library, and I'm here to show you how to make your own DIY water gun. Really easy water gun, even sprays. Yuck. Okay, really simple item that you can make with a couple of things around the house. Also show you how to make 2 other water guns. Keep watching and you'll figure out how to make one as well. Take off the pointy end, the part you write with first, and then take a screwdriver or whatever you're going to use to stab the pen and just work it into the end of the pen. Twisting the screwdriver will make it go in easier. Wiggling the screwdriver can kind of help work out the end of the pen. See, I took the screwdriver, put it in the end of the pen, and then wiggled it toward the end, caught the edge on the inside, and just wiggled the cap out. And then once it comes far enough, I can grab it with my fingernails and pull, and it comes out. Once you have the end cap out, you can just lay it to the side for now. You'll use it later. So you've got your pen tube and the pen casing, and the way it's going to work is the pen tube is going to go through the back of the pen, so like this. So the point should be at the end of the pen, so opposite of where it was. Push it through, and this is how you're going to draw the water in. Just going to go like this. There's not enough resistance yet to draw the water in. So what you're going to need to do is you're actually going to need to wrap some thread around the top of the pen. So right about here. You don't want it tight enough that it can't go into the pen, but you don't want it loose enough that you can't feel any resistance when you draw the pen back. Take your thread and just start wrapping it around the pen top. That seems like quite a lot, so I'm going to test it to see how it looks on my pen. So remember, it goes through the back of the pen tube, because you're going to catch it at where the tip was originally. I'm using my screwdriver to force it down. Mine is still a little too loose, so I'm going to wrap it some more. Once you have it a length you want, you can just go ahead and cut that thread. As you can see, there's some excess thread. Wrap it around as tight as you can, because that is going to go into the pen. The sides of the pen will keep it in line. Put it back through. Perfect. It gives me a little bit of resistance without stopping the motion of the pen. Now, the piece that you've poked a hole into, the end cap of the pen, can just go right back where it was. Push it down all the way, and now you can use it to draw up water. Simple. Take your thumbtack or something sharp, push it down, take it back out. Now you have a hole. Just screw it back on. When your bottle's filled with water, you can squirt it. with your scissors on both sides. So I've already poked one hole. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And then I'm going to take my zip tie and make it go through. As you can see, I'm wiggling the scissors back and forth. That's because it's plastic. You're not going to be able to just poke it through so easily. You kind of have to maneuver the scissors through, adding pressure and wiggling back and forth. What your hole should look like. Now, I've got two 8-inch zip ties, but you can get one 12-inch that would work just as well, and you won't have to do this extra step of connecting them. To connect them, just put the zip ties together through the clip. Make sure you're on the side that it won't just fly off. See, obviously I've got the wrong side because it can just fly off. You won't actually hear the click. Force one end of the zip tie through the holes. Then you're going to attach your spray nozzle to your water bottle. It'll be like that. So the top of the nozzle will be flat against the bottom of the bottle. Use the zip ties to secure it in place. It'll want to slide around. Make sure it doesn't, because you want to make sure it's nice and tight. You can use your scissors to clip the excess off the zip tie. And now you're going to do the same thing with the other zip ties. Put them together. And then wrap the second pair of zip ties around the front of the nozzle. Don't block the squeeze part, because otherwise you won't be able to squeeze the water out. You might have to maneuver the spray part further down so that the front pair of zip ties doesn't slide off the bottle. So I'm going to move this further down the bottle. Now I'm going to use the second pair of zip ties to wrap around the front. It's important that it's tight, but you don't want it so tight that it blocks the front of the nozzle by bending the bottle. Trim the excess. At this point, you're going to bend back the hose of the spray and you're going to hook it to your bottle. This is how the water gets in through the spray that you're able to shoot. You have to make a hole though. Make sure it's small. You don't want it to be larger than your tube. You want to be able to have to force the tube in a little bit. To make the hole, you're going to use your scissors. I'm going to use the hose to see where I about want it. I want it about here, and I'm going to use a marker to mark where I want my hole to be. Now just to make my hole, really small hole right there. Bend it and force your tube through it. And that's it. We're going to add some glue or some tape to here in order to make sure it doesn't leak. So I've got some tacky glue. I'm just going to add around the hole. Just secure it in place and make sure it doesn't leak. And then I'm going to let it sit. The tacky glue is around the tube where the hole is. That'll make it so it doesn't leak. Tape might work better, or if you have some, hot glue, but tacky glue will work for now. You're surprised.
Oh, there she is!